What's up, YouTube? My name is Dan, and welcome to Daft Previews. Today, I've got another 4 banger picks for you. So smash that like button. It's about to get saucy up in here. Let's get straight into it. My very first play that I like is Daniel Gafford. I like him over 11.5 points. If you don't know who he is, he plays for the Washington Wizards. Now, Daniel Gafford, he's covered this line in 11 of 25 games so far this season. He is averaging 11 points per game. His recent form is excellent. He's covered in 6 of his last 10. He's averaging 13 points within that span. He's also had some success against the Magic recently. Over his last 5 games against the Orlando Magic, he's covered this line 4 times, and he's averaging 13.2 points per game. Kyle Kuzma, he's a game time decision due to knee soreness. And if he is out, I think this player is absolutely on point. I'll still take him whether Kyle Kuzma does play or not. But if Kyle Kuzma is missing in action, I think this Gafford play is an excellent one. Check this out. Gafford's last 5 games without Kuzma, he scored 18, 4, 15, 25, and 22 points. If that is the case, Washington do lose their main isolation scorer, which is going to force Gafford to be in the pick and roll a lot more in order to free up his guards. Tyrese Jones, Jordan Poole, more than happy to give it to a rolling Gafford. Start yamming it on the inside. So Daniel Gafford's our very first play. We like him over 11.5 points. Our next pick, we're heading over to Memphis. We like Desmond Bane over 4.5 assists today. He has covered this line in 18 of 27 games. He's averaging 5.3 assists per game. But we do have to keep in mind that 24 of those games were without Ja Morant. Now, his recent form is excellent. He's covered in 4 of his last 5 games. His form against the Pelicans is excellent. He's covered this assist line in 3 straight games. Matchup-wise, the Pelicans allow the most assists to shooting guards on the season. Now, we did speak briefly about Ja Morant coming back. Now, Desmond Bane, he was supposed to see his numbers drop off when Ja Morant returned from his suspension. But the opposite has occurred. Through 3 games where Ja Morant has returned, Desmond Bane's averaging 29.7 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 6 assists, which is astronomical. It's pretty much a 40 PRA, and was only averaging like 33.5 PRA on the season. So I do like it. I'm not worried about Ja being back. Desmond Bane's taken a leap this year, and just because Ja's back doesn't mean he's taken a back seat. If anything, it's making his job a lot easier. Ja's getting doubled quite a lot. He often finds Bane, and that forces him to create or score. It's really up to him. So let's go Desmond Bane over 4.5 in assists, baby. Look, if you are telling these players and you do like this video, I'd love it if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The biggest way that you can support me, this is a very small channel. I think we've got about 1,260 subs. The best way you can throw some support my way is just to watch this video to the end. YouTube does value some watch time. So if you appreciate all the effort I go through, like it, put a comment in, but most importantly, watch the video all the way through the end. Help me get my watch time up. Let's jump into the next play. We're going Tyrese Haliburton. I like him over 11.5 assists against the Houston Rockets. Now, Tyrese has covered this line in 15 of 25 games this season. He's averaging the most assists in the league at 12.1 per game. He's up against Houston Rockets, who allow the least assists to point guards this season. I'd normally ignore a play like this, but I've learned throughout the last couple of weeks that if you are the best at something, it doesn't matter what the matchup it looks like. They're not going to slow you down anyway. We saw it with Joel Embiid up against the number 1 ranked defense. And in that instance, I took him to absolutely pound the Timberwolves, and he did. So in this instance, we're up against Houston Rockets, who allow the least assists per game, and they allow the least assists to point guards. I'm still taking Hallie overs. So the Pacers have already played the Rockets once this season. Hallie rattled off 29 points and 19 assists in that game. Don't even fret that this is a road game. The last game was a home game for the Pacers, so they are on the road, but I'm not even worried about that because Tyrese Haliburton, he averages 13.4 assists on the road this season compared to 11.3 when they play at home. So check this out. Check out his assist numbers on the road. He's covered this in 7 of 10 games this season. So not only has Haliburton rattled off 19 assists against the Rockets this season, Trae Young recently gave them the business with 14 assists. We saw Dame Lillard, one of the best shooters to ever play. He rattled off 11 assists against them a week ago. So I think for the most part, Houston are good at slowing down the assist game, but when they come against some elite company, those elites always come off in the better end. Our very final pick, it's also in the assist market, believe it or not, but I like Anfernee Simons from the Portland Trailblazers to get over 5.5 assists. Now, Simons has played 10 games on the year. He's covered this line in 6 of them. He's averaging 5.5 assists per game, and that's right where this line is set. What's interesting is that Simons has only covered this line in his home games this year. Check this graph out. Through 6 games at home, he's averaging 6.8 assists per game and has a 100% hit rate on this line. We also see Shaden Sharp. He's a game time decision. And if he is out, Simons is set for another boost to his usage rate. So I'm loving his assists, whether Sharp plays or whether he plays or not. I think his assists are going to be there. The value play that I do have, though, is very dependent on Shaden Sharp's status. So if Shaden Sharp is not playing in this game, I'll be playing Anfernee Simons for 30 points, under 3.5 rebounds, and over 5.5 assists. You'll get that for $7.50 or plus 650 odds at the moment. But I'll wait to hear more about Shaden Sharp and his availability for this game. Basically, if he's out, Simons' usage rate goes up even more. Shaden Sharp's taking about 12 to 15 shots per game. Simons will take more than 20. He'll take more than 20 shots when Sharp's not there. So he'll get the points. He'll still get the assists. I'm really liking Simons in this one. So that's all the picks. We've got the 4 at the moment, just the 4. If you're interested in seeing everything else I get on, you can jump into our Discord. Completely free to join. And I don't charge a cent for any of the tips at all. Let's do a quick recap of the day that was. It was the silly season, the Christmas Day games. Started to get silly with it. We put some same-game parlays in here. Let me tell you how it went. Our very first one, we had the Bucks to win, Giannis to get assists, and Isaiah Hartenstein to get over 8 rebounds. Player props hit, but the Bucks lost to the New York Knicks. This game was actually on whilst I was asleep, so I didn't get to see it. I didn't see what happened. I do know the Knicks scored 129 points, and I didn't think they were capable of that. So that was the first L. The next L was the Nuggets versus the Warriors. We had the Nuggets money line, Klay Thompson 15 and Kuminga 10 points. Kuminga scored his 10 points very early in that game, so that was very easy. The Nuggets got the win, and Klay Thompson sucked. I think he finished on 9 points. He was like 3 for 10 or 3 from 11 from downtown. That fourth quarter was especially painful because I knew we needed 2 3-pointers, but I also knew that he'd take them. He had some very wide open looks in that fourth quarter, and he just bricked them. So that sucked as well. Then we head over to the Boston game. We didn't take a money line in this one. We had Porzingis 15 points and 6 rebounds. He absolutely annihilated that. I think it was 25 and 10. And Jason Tatum, we took him for 25 points, and he landed right on 25. So that was $2.70 plus 170 odd multi that hit. And our very last play was Kevin Durant under 13.5 rebounds and assists. Completely misread that game. He only took 11 shots in this game. Even the commentators were saying that he's extremely unselfish tonight. He ended up with 15 rebounds and assists, 8 rebounds, 7 assists to be exact. So a pretty poor day, to be honest. But the one thing that I did learn is I'm going to avoid these same game parlays. I've known for a long time it's a terrible way to bet, and you shouldn't be doing it. But it was a silly season. I thought I'd get silly with it one more time. So there won't be any more same game parlays moving forward. There'll only be the value plays and single player props. Let's just keep doing the things that generate profit, and then hopefully more profit will come. But look, that's a wrap on today's video. It was a quick one. A lot of things happening at the moment, but had to get this one out for you. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you have made it to this part of the video, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's keep going. Let's do it, and let's go. Here's that intro, baby.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.